Voting is underway by mail and soon with early voting in Florida. And one of the candidates for governor is with us, Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried. In Duval County, the special election for sheriff is almost here. We're completing interviews with all 5 candidates. Ken Jefferson and Lakesha Burton, they answer our questions today on This Week in Jacksonville. Thanks for joining us today. Nikki Fried won a very close contest 4 years ago for Agriculture Commissioner in Florida. She's now in a hotly contested race for the Democratic nomination for governor. Commissioner Fried joined me earlier this week to discuss why voters may want to consider her in the primary this month.
First and foremost, I'm our only statewide elected Democrat, the only one who's been able to win our state since 2012 when Barack Obama won our state. And I've been in the trenches for the last 3.5 years, standing up for what is right, taking on Ron DeSantis on policy after policy after policy. And what's different about me and others, I'm not a career politician. I was born and raised in Miami. I've done community service my whole life, went to the University of Florida, was student body president there. Then I was a public defender. I lived here in Jacksonville for about 1.5 years. Took on the big banks during the foreclosure crisis, protected our foster care kids, protected our patients in the medical marijuana industry. I'm not a career politician. I'm somebody who gets up every day and says, what can I do today to make the world a better place? And when people in this time right now, there's such divisiveness and so much anger and the culture wars, and people are hurting and struggling right now, they need somebody who has got that passion, somebody who's got that fight that says, look, I'm going to take it to whether it's the big banks or to the criminal justice system or to Ron DeSantis and say, look, we got to do better for the people of our state. I have been that champion. I have been that fierce advocate and fighter. And when Democrats are looking to take down Ron DeSantis in November, I'm our only shot.
So how would you describe your relationship with the governor? Because as you mentioned, in these 3.5 years as the only Democrat part of the statewide cabinet, it seems like it's been confrontational. Was that tame enough?
You know, I really was hopeful. You know, when I was the only one who won, of course, my heart was broken that the rest of the Democratic ticket wasn't across the finish line. But I kind of walked in and said, look, all 4 of us were under the age of 50. All 4 of us had young families. I had known A.G. Moody from our time at the University of Florida, knew the CFO from his time when he was in the legislature. And it's okay, well, maybe this is an opportunity to show the rest of the country what bipartisan support looks like, what we can do together. And we did do that. For the first 6 months, we took our first trade mission to Israel together. We worked on some policy issues like pardoning of the Groveland Four on our first clemency meeting. But then it seems like there was a switch that got turned off by Ron. And since then, unfortunately, it's been an ongoing confrontation on issue after issue. And I've even called on him as of 2 weeks ago when we had Nazis protesting in Tampa. And I even said, look, this should never be a Democrat, Republican, independent issue. This is an American issue. Who are we as Americans? We have to stand up and you know, denounce them. And said, Ron, work with me on this. Let's stand together on this issue. And unfortunately, we're not seeing eye to eye on things like this.
Where are you and this other competitor, Mr. Chris, Congressman, former governor, where do you not see eye to eye? Why should Democrats look to you instead of him?
Look, I've been a Democrat since I was 17 years old. The issues that I fight for today are the issues that I have been fighting for my entire life. And at a time like this, where we are seeing, you know, a governor who has taken away 2 black congressional districts, banning books, going after teachers, going after school boards, going after voting rights, rights to protest. The list goes on and on and on. We need somebody who's going to be able to take on DeSantis and show a different way of governing, one that actually unites people, one that stands up for what we believe in. And that's the only place that you can go if you are a Democrat, is to vote for me. Somebody who has been consistent on their positions. Unfortunately, Charlie has been a Republican, independent Democrat, has flipped on literally every single policy decision there is out there. Right now, we need a champion. We need a fighter, somebody who's going to stand up for what we believe in. And that is me. And that has always been me from my time when I was a young kid to my time throughout my career.
Commissioner, you mentioned that the only statewide elected Democrat in these 3.5 years, in some ways, outsiders say, well, that's probably the top of the food chain for the Democratic Party. If you've been the leader for the Democratic Party these years in terms of state government, why do you think it is that some of the state lawmakers from here in Jacksonville haven't said, yep, that's who I'm endorsing? Doesn't seem like you've got their support on this right now.
Look, I'm still an outside candidate. I'm not a career politician. It was the first time that I ran for office in 2018. I ran unconventional. I ran on 3 W's for people who remember my campaign in 2018: weed, water, and weapons. Came from the medical marijuana space. And so I've always been kind of anti-establishment, been a little bit different. And while I've been our standard bearer when it comes to policy issues, while I've been in the trenches fighting on the things that we believe in, I'm still that outside the box. I'm somebody who is not conventional. I'm a different type of Democrat. My dad is a diehard Republican. We pray a lot for him. And my mom is a diehard Democrat as a teacher. So I got brought up in a household where you listen to both sides of a conversation. You find compromise where compromise can be had. You realize that there's more uniting us than dividing us. And so I'm different. And so the establishment of the Democratic Party, which continues to lose in our state, isn't with me. And you know what? I'm okay with that, because you know who's with me? The people on the ground. We are seeing momentum and excitement everywhere we go. When I go across the state and I talk to young women and they come up to me with tears in their eyes and say, thank you, you are our only hope and our only chance, that gives me such humbling experience, but also shows me exactly why I'm in this race and why we're going to win. So final minute, what do you change? How does Florida get better if you're elected governor eventually? Look, day one, we put the people first. And that hasn't been happening over the last 3.5 years. We have seen these culture wars dividing our state. People are losing their homes. They can't afford their rent. They can't afford their gas. We are seeing our education system crumbling underneath us. We see our environment literally collapsing. I mean, look what happened down in South Florida and Surfside. We are seeing all these things that take somebody who understands policy, but understands the people too. I'm not looking to run for president of the United States. I'm looking to actually serve the people. And so when you have a Governor Fried, you look at ways to make people's lives better. What do we need to be doing in the DCF system, Department of Children and Families? How do we make sure that when we're doing economic opportunities and development in our state, that is truly geared towards everybody in our state, not just those who are the haves and can get access to the governor's office? You have a complete seat at the table. I've been listening to the people for my whole life, especially now that I'm running for governor. My entire platform is based on what I've been hearing from the people on the ground. This is our platform. This is the people's platform. Fried is one of 2 leading Democrats on the ballot August 23rd. Former Governor Charlie Crist also running to return to Tallahassee and looking for that Democratic nomination. We're scheduled to speak with him on the show. That's coming up in 2 weeks. Okay, we have 2 more candidates for Jacksonville Sheriff with us today. Ken Jefferson joins us in about 10 minutes. First, Lakesha Burton, next on This Week in Jacksonville.
I was rear-ended. I didn't know what to expect. They were on top of things, and they made you feel that they were on top of things.
You can get your smile back today. At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we make high-quality tooth replacement affordable for everyone. So whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or life-changing dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can help you go ahead and smile. Click or call to schedule your new smile consultation today.
Go ahead and smile.
California liberal Christina Meredith can't be trusted. She doesn't live in our district or vote in Republican primaries. She didn't vote for President Trump or Governor DeSantis. But Meredith does take campaign cash from the Democrat donors bankrolling Biden and Pelosi's radical agenda. Christina Meredith, too liberal to be trusted. But conservatives can trust prosecutor Jessica Baker. She's pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, endorsed by John Rutherford and our first responders. Conservative Jessica Baker will fight for us.
Where do you turn to when it's time for back to school?
The morning show, of course.
We know parents are anxious about the new year.
We've got your back, taking a look at new security upgrades at local schools.
What's being done to attract more teachers?
Plus all the changes inside and outside the classroom.
Find out if your child's school makes the grade this week, only on The Morning Show.
America, home of the free. Free is our favorite word.
Free samples?
Like free samples.
Yum.
Joy.
Thank you.
Free samples.
We get it. That's why at Morgan & Morgan, our fee is free. That means you don't pay anything unless we win your case.
Grab one for my sister, too.
Injured?
Thanks.
Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Hello again.
You don't know me.
In the next second, 14 families will decide.
That's it. We're getting a bigger house.
Finally.
But we gotta sell this place.
before we buy the next place. And then in the meantime...
So how long are you staying?
Emily, no! Oh, a little cramped.
I am C-Pop Man. That is not a toy!
Or skip the in-laws. Sell and buy your house with confidence. With Open Door. Move when you're ready.
That's it.
Indeed. When life's doors open, we'll handle the house.
I believe in love of country, the flag, honoring our military, and back in the blue. Whatever national news you watch, local news, it is not. Whatever you are, right-wing, liberal, it doesn't matter. Knowing what's happening in your neighborhoods, tracking bad storms right to my street, keeping you safe from the next thing, and getting answers to questions that I care about. That's local news. That's why I watch News 4 Jax. They are who they've always been.
You're watching This Week in Jacksonville with Ken Justice.
Okay, let's face it, it's unusual for Duval County to be in a municipal election year, while it's also a national midterm election with statewide offices on the ballot, too. But that's where we are in 2022. Public safety, the main concern for 5 candidates running to become Jacksonville's new sheriff. Joining us today, Lakesha Burton. Pleasure to have you here. I know one of the things you're running on, I saw this, using the slogan, Forward Together. So use that and tell us why you're running for sheriff.
Thank you for having me, Kent. So a vote for Lakesha Burton is a vote for transformative change in our community. And I believe that we can only make that transformative change if we work together with our community.
So you were assistant chief of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office when you retired here, just the 4th African-American female assistant chief in JSO history, also serving as assistant chief of the community engagement section for a couple of years, then zone commander, Division of Patrol and Enforcement. How does that make you the best candidate for people when they choose who they're going to vote for in August or maybe even November as well?
Right, I think I bring a new, fresh perspective. Obviously, I've been doing this job for 24 years, 18 of those years in a supervisory leadership role. So I know law enforcement, but not only do I know law enforcement, I know how to lead, and I have a proven record of reducing crime. So if you live here, work here, or play here, and you're concerned about public safety, I'm your candidate. And we can talk about the crime reduction that I successfully had last year.
So before we go there, tell me more about what that leadership style is like. What kind of leader would you be as sheriff?
Well, it's one where I invest in our people. I lead from the front. I think it's important to have a leader who's transparent and will not compromise your integrity. And I'm a leader who leads. I'll be visible, accessible, and accountable to the people.
So let's talk about crime, and specifically, how does a sheriff address crime in an area as large as Duval County? I mean, what are the steps there, because this is a big area?
It is. So I was successful, and I talk about these 3 C's. I talk about culture, community, and crime. And I think for a long time we've been putting the cart before the horse, but what we have to do is invest in the culture of this police department. We have a very young workforce, and a lot of people talk about mental health, and I think that we have to really invest in the mental health of our police officers, because quite frankly, if we don't have healthy officers, we can't provide healthy service to our community. So I think that's the first thing we have to do.
What are other steps?
I love it. So it's culture. It is about investing in morale, but also holding officers accountable. But our officers have to have a leader who's going to be leading from the front, modeling what it looks like to engage with our community. So I was very successful in cultivating a culture of community policing with our officers. So when you do that, when you have a law enforcement agency working hand in hand with our community, we can solve crimes together. And we were successful in doing that last year, and that's why we had a 16% reduction in crime.
So I'm thinking about this, and I'm asking each of the candidates this, but each candidate really, I've heard them say recently or long term, building relationships or recreating relationships in community is the key. If everybody knows that, then why hasn't that happened already?
Actually, I think it has been happening. It's been happening in little pockets of the agency. So when I'm sheriff, leadership starts at the top, and I'll make sure that our agency is focused on community policing. So I think that a lot of times we get it confused. We think that community policing is a program or a unit, and it's not. It's a philosophy that every officer has to embrace and operate in that spirit of getting out here and building relationships.
All right, how do you want to address calls by the community for transparency, especially when it comes to an officer involved in a shooting or in a death?
Yeah, so I know a lot of the transparency concerns are stemming from officer-involved shootings and the lack and limited information that's provided. So I believe that the first thing that we have to do to really build that trust is to really elevate or invite FDLE in to investigate our officer-involved shootings. I think that's important. They're an independent, separate law enforcement entity, and I think that will help with the transparency and trust issues.
Civilian Review Board, I've heard you say no to that, is that right?
No, I'm not in support of civilian review boards.
All right, let's talk about this. Police Athletic League, your experience there, this experience is unrivaled. So you participated as a young lady, and then you eventually were executive director of this organization. How does what you experienced there on both ends of the spectrum apply to what you would want to do in leadership as the Jacksonville Sheriff?
Yeah, so everything that I experienced in my young life made me the person that I am today. It made me stronger as a woman, as a mother, and as a leader. So I've been a huge advocate for youth. I believe that in law enforcement, that is the key. That prevention piece is what we're missing. A lot of times we're focused more on enforcement, and that's reactive. We need to be more proactive and invest in the lives of our young people early on. And thank God that PAL was that catalyst for me to get my life on track.
Just briefly, how did it do that? 30 seconds or less. How did PAL help you get your life on track?
Right, so I was in a safe environment around people who cared about me and gave me opportunities, and that's what it's about. Our young people a lot of times don't have anything to do, so giving young people a constructive place to be at with people that love them and giving them opportunities, that is the key. If not, they will engage in delinquent behavior.
Boy, we've got lots more to talk about, and we're going to be doing that. I'll tell everybody about it in a moment, but debate coming up this week. Our conversation today, I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much.
All right,
thank
you, Chief. All right, well, still ahead, candidate Ken Jefferson joins us, the former News4Jax crime and safety expert. He's next on This Week in Jacksonville.
It's the weekend, and we know accidents can happen anytime. That's why we're here for you 24/7. Don't wait until Monday. Call Farah & Farah.
Joe Biden's socialist agenda led to woke madness, rising crime, and out-of-control gas prices. But thanks to conservative fighters like Aaron Bean, Florida is showing America how to beat the left. Aaron Bean stood with Governor DeSantis to protect the sanctity of life, support our police, and cut taxes to provide relief from inflation. Aaron Bean, the conservative fighter Florida needs in Congress. American Dream Federal Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Join First Coast Heart Walk and make a difference in the fight against heart disease and stroke.
The Guaranteed Offer is the simplest, least stressful way to sell your home. We pay all cash. We close in as little as 21 days. Literally, there's no lockbox on the front of your house. There's no showings. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer and start packing.
Everyone has Black Friday deals for the holidays, but only one store has them now. Black Friday savings are extended at Bears Furniture. It's your last chance to get in-stock deals so good we couldn't wait till November. Through Sunday, get store-wide savings of up to 70% off or more with interest-free financing available. Unbeatable doorbusters, like this luxurious modern leather sofa, now only $11.97, or this leather customer favorite over 60% off. Black Friday comes early this year. Wear Bears.
Nurse Mariam Sabo knows a moment this pure demands a lotion this pure. Gold Bond Pure Moisture Lotion. 24-hour hydration. No parabens, dyes, or fragrances. Gold Bond. Champion your skin.
Reynolds Wrap makes it easy to cook and clean up meals in no time. So I didn't miss all the fun stuff.
Easy prep, cook, and clean with Reynolds Wrap.
Higher gas prices, lower wages, we're hurting. And it's because of the ultra-MAGA Republicans. And Tracy Davis, she's caving to them, cutting Medicaid on seniors with fixed incomes, gutting schools of $200 million, hurting our teachers and students. No wonder Davis is backed by Republicans. She's fighting for them. But Reggie Gaffney is a trusted Democrat fighting for us, providing new jobs and fighting for higher wages for our families. Gaffney is a voice for our community. Democrat Reggie Gaffney, he'll be there for us.
If you spent time on base at Camp Lejeune prior to 1988 and developed any of these cancers or suffered any of these injuries, you may be eligible for significant financial compensation.
Leaking underground tanks contaminated the drinking water with benzene and other highly carcinogenic chemicals.
There have been numerous reported cases of exposed personnel developing cancer and other serious health conditions. Call Camp Lejeune victims to discuss your case now.
800-749-0789.
You're watching This Week in Jacksonville on Channel 4.
And joining us now, Ken Jefferson, 24 years in law enforcement with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, several years here at Channel 4 as our crime and safety expert. So you've run for sheriff before. Tell people why you're running right now and why this is the time that they say Ken Jefferson's going to be the next sheriff.
Well, Ken, it's great to be back on the set, so thank you for this opportunity as you've done with all the other candidates. Here's my why, because I ran in this race 8 years ago, as you and everybody else knows, and we put a lot of time, a lot of resources, a lot of treasure and effort into that race, and we came very, very close. We lost by a very slim margin. And over the past 8 years, we had an opportunity to reflect and look at the condition of the city and the community. And then I just kept getting approached. I had not made a decision on running, but I just kept getting approached by the people in the public, at gas stations, at the grocery store, churches, out in public. People would stop me and say, Ken, please do it again. We need somebody like you in that seat. You can bring real change. You can change the culture of the department as it stands right now. Please do it again. So this race is not about Ken Jefferson. This is about me hearing the plea of the people, and I'm answering their call.
I see your webpage talks about priorities for you. I was struck by this. You list addressing homelessness first. So how does that factor into public safety, and what should the sheriff's office be involved in when it comes to homelessness?
Well, it definitely factors it. And what I said actually was I'm going to advocate for fair and equal access to housing, simply because as a young child at 11 years old, me and my 6 siblings, we found ourselves homeless. We found ourselves living in a station wagon after we were evicted out of our home with my mother and my father. And we ate bologna sandwiches for dinner and slept on the clothes that we had to go to school in the following day. I recognized the effects of homelessness. When I was homeless, I was hungry. And when I was hungry, I stole food. Now, people would say, oh, that's a kid, he's hungry, he's homeless, he's got some bad circumstances there, it's okay, but that's still a crime. It's still a petty theft, and that petty theft could have easily graduated to something bigger and larger. I was fortunate, I made it out. I didn't graduate to that point of going there. So I want to advocate for persons who are displaced, who are on our streets, because that's what they do. They commit those petty crimes. They're not dangerous, they're not violent, but they're desperate. And in order to take that, to cut the feet out of the crime, the petty thefts, let's help them. Let me advocate, let me use my bully pulpit to try to help get them off the street, because if they're off the streets, more than likely they'll start working, and when they work, they're not going to commit any crime. So I want to cut the foundation of crime out of the equation by helping those who are committing those foundational crimes.
Ken, how does the sheriff address crime in an area as large as Duval County? What are the steps to do that?
Well, of course, Jacksonville is the largest in landmass in the United States. We're covering about 850 square miles here in our city, and you have to take it piece by piece. You have to depend on intelligence-led data to drive you to where you need to concentrate on where the crimes are happening, and that's what I'll use. But not only will I use the intelligence-based data, I will be visible and I'll be proactive. You have to be proactive. And lastly, you have to have the buy-in from the community, because there are people, as I go all over these 850 square miles, as I just mentioned, talking to people, I hear that there's portions of our city that's fractured. They don't trust the police. They don't have faith and confidence in their law enforcement agency. We got to change that, and I intend to change that as the sheriff. So piece by piece, intelligence-led data that we'll use to concentrate on the high crime areas where all of the majority of the violence is, and then we'll continue to move, because we can't forget about the other things. In addition to the violent crime, we got human trafficking that we've got to address. We've got, like you just said, the homelessness issue that we've got to address. There's several things, several issues that we've got to address in addition to the gun violence and the high crime in certain areas of our city.
What's the leadership style of Ken Jefferson as sheriff? What would that be?
Ken Jefferson is a people person. Ken Jefferson is a person of the community. Ken Jefferson is a person who will be not trying to govern a sheriff's office from behind a desk, but will be out in the community amongst the people. But not just me, my senior staff will do the same thing, along with my officers. We're going to take this county piece by piece and reintroduce the police department back to the community, because we're separated. It's kind of like a bad marriage. We're separated, then it goes into divorce. I don't want to get it into the divorce stage. Yeah. We're in a separated stage right now in certain areas, and until we come together collectively, we're going to continue to see the things that's happening in our city.
That may flow into this next question I had for you. You've campaigned on safety for all as a priority. So does JSO provide safety for everyone already? Or does it need to change?
That's the objective of JSO, and I'm certain as a part of their core values, that's what they concentrate on primarily. But when I talk about safety for all, there are persons who feel that in certain areas of our town, they feel that they are policed as opposed to served and protected. You know, they see police officers driving by, back and forth. I call them drive-by cops, and they only stop when it's time to enforce the laws. That's not equal justice. That's not serving and protecting. When you're serving and protecting as a public servant, in this case a police officer, you are engaging the people, not just enforcing the laws with the people. So safety for all includes servicing all. You know, if you're patrolling in a certain way on a certain side of town, that's not good. It has to be equal all the way around, and that's what I'll do every day.
All right. Ken Jefferson, I appreciate the time. Trying to make sure I get you on the record. Civilian Review Board, you've said no, that's not where you want to go. Is that correct?
That's not where I want to go, but my alternative to that, and Civilian Review Boards is about transparency. Right. That's what the community's called. It's all about transparency. So my very first day in office, I was signed an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
I apologize. I got to cut you off so I can tell people where they can see you again, because this is coming soon, and I appreciate giving us the time today. Sure. We've spoken with each of the candidates for sheriff here on the show prior to the special election coming up. You heard from Wayne Clark and TK Waters 2 weeks ago, Tony Cummings last week, speaking with Lakesha Burton and Ken Jefferson today. Each of these interviews in our shows will be available online at news4jax.com and This Week in Jacksonville. And then all 5 sheriff's candidates coming together on one stage this Wednesday, August 10th. News4Jax and Jacksonville University bringing you a live primetime debate at 8 p.m. You can watch on Channel 4, online at news4jax.com, or streaming on News4Jax Plus. Ken Jefferson, thank you for your time today.
My pleasure.
All right, so next time we'll analyze what happens in that debate, plus advocates for the school board's referendum to increase the property tax to solve a staffing problem in Duval County School District. This Week in Jacksonville airs each Sunday morning at this time. I'm Ken Justice. Thanks for watching on air on Channel 4 and the CW17 at noon on Sundays. And then you can find us online at news4jax.com or streaming on News4Jax Plus.